You have 2 joyful jelly pages in your sketchbook, but we want the one that has the jellyfish on it. That's the one that we're going to start with, because we are going to start by decorating and coloring this jellyfish. Okay, so I'm going to jump in with my crayons. You can use markers, colored pencils, whatever you happen to have, but we need to decorate this jellyfish. So I think I'm going to give my jellyfish, I'm going to give him some spots. I'm going to have spots all over him. He's a spotted jellyfish. And then remember, neatness counts, so let's do our best jobs when it comes to coloring. Stay inside your lines. His spots don't go onto his eyes. Maybe you're giving him stripes, or maybe he's a flower jellyfish. It's up to you. Keep on coloring. All right. And now we also are going to color the tentacles too, so make sure that you watch out for that. I think I'm going to make him, let's see here, I'm going to jump in with, I think I like this red-violet color. Rockin' red-violet, that sounds good. It's a good background color. Alrighty, this bright red jellyfish is really going to stand out in my blue water, so that'll be awesome. Or maybe you want your jellyfish to be camouflaged, so maybe you're coloring him blue so that he's camouflaged. That is up to you. Doing our best. All right, he's gonna have purple eyes. All right, and now we need to color the tentacles. Now, I will say, you will at some point in time see the back of the tentacle, so if you really want to like color there too, you can. I think I'm cool with the backs of my tentacles staying white, and I think I'm just gonna do every other back and forth kind of a thing here. We're gonna color that whole tentacle. That way they kind of stand out from each other. It's up to you how you want to do that. But you'll have 3 and 3 if you do it my way. Maybe you want like half of them to be one color and half to be the other color, or maybe you're going to do stripes all the way down. That is up to you. Like I said, it's your joyful jelly. Okay. All right, now that I'm done coloring my jellyfish, I need to cut him out. Now we're gonna start by cutting out around the outside. Be very careful. If you wanna leave safety space, you can. Remember, safety space is just a little bit of white around it. I think I need to drop some safety space in there. Being super duper duper careful. This is extra scraps that I don't need. I'm going to keep my instructions though, just so that I remember what I need to do. Okay, and then back down. All right, now I'm going to crumble that up and recycle it. And now the other part that I need to cut is I need to cut all these nice straight lines so that his tentacles are separate and they're not all together. So we're going to carefully cut up and stop. Cut up and stop. Now you'll notice I'm right-handed, so I started on the right side. That way I have the most paper to hold from. If I was left-handed and I started from this side, it'd be kind of hard to hold this paper. So make sure you're thinking about that while you're holding and cutting your paper there. And remember, we don't cut towards our hand. Okay, so I'm on the hardest one here. So I got to be super duper careful. All right, so now they're all separated. I'm gonna put my jellyfish off to the side because my next step is to decorate the second paper. So you're gonna have a second Joyful Jelly page. It has the same name. And this is it. We need to color this page. Now, you can also like add in more fish because you see he doesn't take up the whole page. Okay, so I think I'm also gonna drop in some more fish because he lives underwater, so I'm gonna give him some friends. So we are gonna color this page too. And I'm actually gonna start with the bottom, put some sand and stuff down there, some dirt. Okay, he's got some rocks. If you wanna add like more coral and stuff, you can, maybe some seaweed and whatnot. That is up to you. Maybe you want to draw more jellyfish, give them a family in your picture. That's fine as well. So let's see here. I'm going to drop some fishies in there. And let's see here. My jellyfish is orange. I don't want them to match my jellyfish, so I think I'll make my fish purple. Just do a little school of fish here. A school of fish is just like a bunch of fish, like a school of kiddos. Alrighty, and now I gotta color my water in. So I gotta find myself a blue and color in the water. Now you gotta be careful because remember, we are putting our jellyfish on here. So if I decorated this whole thing, part of it's gonna be covered up with the jellyfish. So you don't wanna sit there drawing super duper 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 detailed stuff that you're gonna end up covering up. That'd just be silly. All right, I think I'm gonna give my fishy some bubbles. And you know what? Sometimes in the water, you'll have like spots that are kind of darker or a different blue off in the distance. So I think I'm actually going to mix some of my colors together. Drop in a different blue. You could maybe drop some blue violet in there. That kind of makes it, give it some depth, make it look like it's going back into space. Deep blue sea kind of a thing. Okay, so I've colored my jellyfish, I've cut out my jellyfish, I've decorated my second paper. I need to glue the top of my jellyfish down so I can put my crayons away and pull out my glue stick. Now when I say glue the top of your jellyfish, I mean just this part up here, not the stuff that we cut into strips. And you'll see why in a little bit here. But we are gonna start. You don't need a lot of glue. He's a pretty lightweight jellyfish. We go around the outside, and then I like to do a big X in the middle, and then another X. So it's like an X with a T. And then before my glue dries, I need to flip him over, and I need to hold it for 10 seconds. So I need both hands for this one because he's so big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, he's glued down, and now comes the last step. This is the challenge. We have to curl our paper. So for this, I'm just gonna use a pencil. You can use a crayon or a marker, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the end here, and you're just gonna kind of roll the paper and then let go. And that curls our jellyfish's leg. The tighter you wrap it, the more, like the stronger that curl is gonna be, okay? And then you can always kind of uncurl it a little bit too, so maybe you don't want them all to be the same length. And so you can see what I was talking about there with you're gonna see the back. If you wanna color that, that's fine. I think I'm just gonna curl this one just a little bit, so maybe just a little bit at the end. And then, like I said, it depends on how loose and how tight you do it. So like if I pull out a marker, that's gonna give me a different curl than the pencil does because it's a wider, I folded mine on accident. it's a wider thing to curl it around. So you could even use your finger for this one if you want. So you can see it's got like a looser curl there. And you're gonna be careful because you can see I accidentally ripped mine a little bit, but that's okay because my glue will hold it in place still. So different things curl different amounts, and I'm just gonna, I think I kind of want this one to be a little bit tighter like the other side. So I'm gonna wrap that one back up a little bit tighter there. Okay, be careful. This is tricky. This is a new thing for us. So if you're not great on the first one, that's okay. You've got a whole bunch more to practice with, and you can always go back and try again. That's the nice thing about this. So there we go. I've got my jellyfish. He's all glued down and he's got his fancy little tentacles there. And so I am done with my joyful jelly.